So with the holiday shopping season underway, right now is the perfect time to take advantage of a nice credit card sign-up bonus to get potentially hundreds or even thousands of dollars back in value for all the spending you're going to be doing over the next few months. The cool thing is there's a ton of amazing limited time offers going on at the moment for both points and miles credit cards, as well as cards that just earn cash back. So in this video, I'm going to go over all the best credit card bonuses you need to know about in Q4 of 2025. We're going to start off here with a rare limited time offer over on the Capital One Venture X. So Capital One's currently offering 100,000 bonus miles on the Venture X, which is going to be huge because we hardly ever see bonuses that high on this card. However, you do have to spend $10,000 on purchases within the first 6 months from account opening. That's obviously a pretty good amount of spend considering that this card's normal offer has typically been for 75,000 miles after $4,000 of spend over 3 months. But when you break it down, 10K of spend is definitely doable for a lot of people because that works out to be around $1,667 per month on average. So if you have a decent understanding of what your budget looks like from month to month, then there's going to be a good chance that it's worth checking out this offer. Again, especially if you have holiday shopping coming up, as well as any other sort of larger one-time transactions like some new tires, car insurance, or other stuff like that. Actually, a good pro tip here for hitting high minimum spends on bonuses like this is to kind of shop around and then switch up car insurance providers if you can to make sure you're not overpaying for that. So I'll go ahead and leave a link down below to a tool that my wife and I like to use at the end of every single year that just makes it super easy and fast to compare car insurance quotes. To me, I think doing that feels like the perfect double dip opportunity for both saving money on something that you know you have to pay for anyway if you have a car, as well as earning a lot of value back by putting that spend towards a sign-up bonus on a card like the Venture X or any of the other credit cards we're going to talk about in this video. And then one last thing about this offer is that even though it's advertised as earning 100,000 miles for the bonus, you're technically going to be earning at least 120,000 miles in total because the Venture X earns a minimum of 2x back in the all other purchases category. So 10K of spend to qualify for that bonus is going to net you at least an additional 20,000 miles, and 120,000 miles in total are going to be worth a minimum of 1 cent per mile for travel, which makes the total bonus worth at least $1,200. Or if you're someone like me who knows how to transfer those miles to book travel instead, where there's more opportunities for redemption values of around 2 cents per mile or higher, those same 120,000 miles are going to be worth closer to around $2,400, which is just insane value to think about for a card like this. All right, next here we've got the Capital One Saver card that's still running a limited time offer that's been going on for a while, and with this offer you can earn up to $300 in bonuses that are broken up into 2 parts. So part 1 of this deal is they're just going to give you a $100 credit to use on things like flights, stays, and rental cars that you book through Capital One's travel portal. And then part 2 is that you can earn a $200 cash bonus after spending $500 on purchases within the first 3 months from account opening. Now, there's a few things to keep in mind here with this offer. So first of all, that $100 travel credit is only going to be good for use within your first cardholder year with the Saver card. And we can actually see that in the fine print at the bottom of Capital One's website, where it says the credit will expire after the first year of account opening on the account open date anniversary. That fine print also says the credit may be used in whole for a single purchase or in part over multiple purchases, and rewards will not be earned on the credit. So just remember all that stuff if you're going to be taking advantage of this offer, which I'll go ahead and leave a link to down below with any other offers that are worth checking out. Another thing to note here is that if you pair the Saver card with something like the Venture X to form a Capital One Duo setup that we've talked about before in the channel, you can then unlock the option to turn the cashback earned from the Saver card into more valuable Capital One miles that can be redeemed or transferred using features over on the Venture X for potentially more value like I talked about. That cashback to miles conversion happens at a rate where $1 of cashback is equal to 100 miles. So that would make the $200 of cashback earned from a sign-up bonus convert into 20,000 miles. And then the 3% categories on the Saver card would then become the equivalent of earning 3x miles per dollar on things like grocery stores, dining, entertainment, and popular streaming services. Next, we've got a pretty awesome elevated offer on the Prime Visa card that's going to be perfect for Amazon shoppers this time of the year. So right now you can get a $250 Amazon gift card instantly loaded into your Amazon account's gift card balance right after getting approved for this card. That's up quite a bit from the offers that we typically see on the Prime Visa. So if you have any gifts to buy or obviously any other shopping you have to do on Amazon, then this is going to be a great way to save some money. Now you do have to be a Prime member in order to get the Prime Visa, so technically you do have to be paying for that membership. But other than that, there's no additional annual credit card fee here that you have to pay for this card. And since there's an estimated 180 to 200 million Prime members in the US, most of you are probably already paying for Prime anyway. Also, on top of that limited time offer with the higher Amazon gift card amount, the Prime Visa lets you earn unlimited 5% back on Amazon.com, Amazon Fresh, Whole Foods Market, and on Chase travel purchases, as well as 2% back on a few other things as well. So this is going to be a really powerful cashback credit card if you're a big time Amazon shopper like me. Next, we've got the Citi Strata Elite, which is a new premium travel card that launched earlier this year. And right now, Citi is running a limited time offer here for 100,000 bonus bonus points after spending $6,000 in the first 3 months. Now there is a $595 annual fee on the Strata Elite, so you have to keep that in mind, but there's also a few credits like a $300 hotel benefit, and then up to $200 back for what they call an annual splurge credit, which is going to work with brands like American Airlines and Best Buy. There's some other features and benefits on this card as well that I covered in a separate video that I'll go ahead and link to down below that compares this card with some other top tier travel cards out there. But I actually did pick up this card recently myself to take advantage of this 100K offer. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of how they launched the Strata Elite with its spending multipliers and all the credits, but 100,000 points with Citi is going to be super valuable since the Strata Elite and the Strata Premier both now have access to American Airlines as a one-to-one transfer partner. Now next here, we've got an offer that's available on a card that just earns American Airlines miles directly, and that is going to be the Citi Advantage Platinum Select World Elite MasterCard. And this is actually an in-flight offer that's out there right now where you can earn 80,000 American Advantage miles by just spending $1,000 within the first 3 months of account opening. This card has a $99 annual fee, but that's going to be waived in your first year, which is awesome. And this in-flight 80K offer is going to be much better than what you can find anywhere else out there right now. Now, this offer is going to be on a separate page that you can get the link to if you've flown American Airlines recently, but I'll go ahead and put that link on the screen right now as well. And at the top of this page, you're going to see that it says, please enter the 6-digit code given to you by your American Airlines flight attendant to apply for this special offer. However, if you maybe forgot that code from your recent American flight, then you'll see here as I start typing a number, I'm going to get this message that says a 6-digit code is required, but if you can't find your code, then just enter 6 zeros. So again, obviously they're saying that this deal is meant for people who have flown with American recently, so do what you want with this information. But since people who fly American a lot are going to be interested with this offer anyway, I wanted to go ahead and mention it here. Next, I want to talk about a pretty niche deal that might not be around much longer on the Barclays Hawaiian Airlines World Elite MasterCard. There's actually sort of 2 offers here that I'll show you guys. The first one is an offer that you can find by following the links through a Google search, where you can earn 80,000 Atmos rewards points after spending $2,500 on purchases within the first 90 days of account opening. Atmos Rewards is the new joint loyalty program for both Hawaiian and Alaska Airlines that was recently launched. So you're effectively earning a bonus in that new Atmos currency, which is honestly one of the most valuable points and miles currencies out there right now for booking not only Hawaiian and Alaska flights, but also some really great partner award flights that you can book through Alaska like American Airlines. But then there's also a special offer that's meant to be another in-flight deal on getmyhawaiiancard.com. And over on that website right now, we're seeing a slightly lower 60,000 points that you can earn after spending only $1,000 in the first 90 days of account opening. You do need a 6-digit promo code that can be found on the back of an in-flight offer if you've flown Hawaiian Airlines recently, but weirdly enough, I just tried entering 6 numbers randomly and got brought to the application page without a special code. Not sure if that's a glitch or if it's going to work for everyone, but I figured I'd mention it here as well, and as always, your mileage may vary with this stuff. Now, I'm not really sure what the future is going to be like for this card because Barclays doesn't even show this Hawaiian card on their credit cards page on their website anymore when I was just looking around over there. From my understanding, it seems like Alaska and Hawaiian were looking to simplify things by only offering Atmos branded cards in the future. So this Barclays Hawaiian card is around with some pretty underrated and valuable offers for now, but I don't think it's going to be around for much longer. After that, I also want to call out a few Amex credit cards that I think are going to be good to keep in mind this holiday season as well. So first, I want to take a look at the Blue Cash Everyday card from American Express. That's always a solid choice. And even though this card doesn't have any sort of elevated limited time offer going on at the moment, it's still got a bonus that's been pretty consistent at $200 back after you spend $2,000 in the first 6 months of card membership. On top of that though, the reason I like to call out this card is because it earns 3% cash back on US online retail purchases on up to $6,000 in purchases per calendar year. So because the calendar year is coming to an end pretty soon, the timing of this 3% multiplier for US online retail purchases is going to be pretty good for holiday shopping. And that's because the 6K spending cap to earn that 3% back is going to reset on January 1st for you. This card also earns 3% back on groceries at US supermarkets and 3% back on gas at US gas stations, which both have their own 6K spending caps to get that 3% back each calendar year. And then there's also a $7 monthly credit that you can take advantage of here for any subscription to DisneyPlus.com, Hulu.com, or Plus.espn.com. Getting a bonus $7 monthly credit like that on a credit card with no annual fee is honestly pretty rare. And again, sticking with the theme of holiday shopping deals with credit cards here in this video, this could be a good credit to then stack with any Black Friday or end of the year deals that you see with Disney, Hulu, or ESPN streaming services. Next, we've got offers that are out there on both the Amex Gold and Amex Platinum cards that are always worth keeping in mind as well. Again, especially if you have a lot of spending coming up that you want to put towards a nice bonus. So over on the Amex Gold card, you can earn as high as 100,000 membership rewards points after you spend $6,000 in purchases within the first 6 months of card membership. And then over on the Amex Platinum card, you can earn as high as 175,000 membership rewards points after spending $8,000 within the first 6 months. Now, I always like to point out that as high is language that American Express uses on most offer pages that you're going to come across for these cards nowadays. But what's nice is they basically let you apply and then find out what offer you're going to get. And if it's not good enough for you because maybe it's not really close to what they're advertising as their highest offer, then you could just go ahead and decline that. There's going to be no effect on your credit score. Next, there's also always the Chase Sapphire cards that you can go ahead and check out if you haven't already, because taking advantage of a bonus on at least one of these credit cards at some point in your life is going to be worth it for pretty much anyone out there, in my opinion. So over on the Chase Sapphire Preferred, a few months ago, they bumped up the new card member offer to a pretty solid 75,000 ultimate rewards points after spending $5,000 on purchases in the first 3 months from account opening. And those 75,000 points are going to be worth at least $750 at a minimum towards cash back. That alone is going to easily bring you ahead of the $95 annual fee, which is why to me it's always been such a no-brainer offer for anyone to check out at some point in their credit card journey. But like I've talked about before, to me 75,000 points is going to be worth much closer to around 2 cents per point for around $1,500 in travel value when those points are transferred to partner programs this card has access to, like Hyatt. Again, out of the two Sapphire cards, this one is going to be much easier for me to recommend to like 80% of people out there. But if you are a frequent traveler and you want some more value and other travel benefits and you're willing to work for it, then the 125,000 point offer over on the recently refreshed $795 Chase Sapphire Reserve card could be worth checking out instead. This offer is going to require $6,000 of spending on purchases in the first 3 months from account opening, and then there's going to be a bunch of credits that you have to manage and keep track of here as well. So like I said, this credit card is not going to be great for everyone, but anytime you can earn around 125,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points, that's always going to be a deal that's worth mentioning. Now, I've also got a full video comparing these two Chase Sapphire cards if you want to learn more about the differences between them and what you're getting with each one. So if you haven't already, then make sure to go ahead and check out that video over here on the screen next. But as always, thanks so much for watching. And also make sure to go ahead and let me know down below if you have any other credit card bonuses that you know of out there that people should know about as well.